Hey everybody, welcome to another gnarly lesson time, and this one's going to be a quick one on just how the consistency guarantees work within the Apache Iceberg format. And really what allows those consistency asset guarantees to occur is the fact that there's a catalog between you and the table, in the sense that one of the files that are part of the format is the metadata file, which is usually a JSON file, which has a name something like this, like v1.metadata.json. But every time you make a change to the table, whether I create the table, I insert data into the table, I make a change to its schema or its partitioning, literally any kind of change to the table will trigger the creation of a new metadata.json. So generally in the file system, you might find like 100 of these metadata.json files. So if different engines just started reading from a different metadata JSON file, they might get inconsistent views of the data. So the mechanism to make sure that everybody reads the consistent version of the data is the catalog, because it can all refer to the catalog and say, okay, well, the catalog tells me that this is the file that's currently the current metadata file for that table. Okay, and then basically it goes and reads it. Okay, so basically it doesn't have to question it, doesn't have to be a particular name scheme, and the fact that you don't have to have a particular name scheme, so basically sometimes you'll see that this metadata.json, instead of being v1, it might have like a hash.metadata.json, allows there for some flexibility in how you organize your files for different types of file systems. So you get that flexibility, but you still get the consistency because the catalog will always tell you this is the current metadata file. So several different engines, like Spark and Dremio, can hit the same catalog at the same time, and they're both going to end up querying the same version of the table because they're going to get pointed to the same metadata.json. And that generally, that reference in that catalog only gets updated when a transaction has successfully been completed. So that means all the data files were written, all the metadata files were written, everything was successfully completed. It will then do one final check to make sure no other snapshots were written while it was doing all that, and only if all of that is completed successfully does that reference get updated. So that reference only updates when you have this successful transaction that maintains those asset guarantees. So that's essentially how that works in Apache Iceberg.